to Little Miss Lorraine. I have a really exciting video for you today. I'm showing you what I made during July. If you remember from my video a couple of weeks ago, I had quite a few things on my to-sew list. I only got 2 of them done, so I was a little bit disappointed about that initially, but I really only had a week to make them, so 2 items in a week isn't too bad for me. So I'm pretty excited about that, so if you want to see what I made during July, then make sure you keep watching. The first thing I wanted to show you today was my Maple skirt by Colette Patterns. I really wanted a really nice skirt pattern that was sort of fitted, but really nice shape, nice length, something that I could wear to work, something that I could wear around the house, something that I could wear out on the weekends, and this skirt pretty well ticked all the boxes. It was the easiest skirt to make. There are only, there's a few pattern pieces, but it took me under an hour to sew, which was pretty amazing. And the PDF pattern only has 14 pages, so it takes you no time to put together. I am really happy with how it's turned out. I was initially a little bit scared that it was going to be a bit small. I cut an extra small, but I'm probably in between an extra small and a small now. And the pattern pieces looked really tiny when I cut them, but what you have to remember is when you're cutting pattern pieces, usually they're folded in half, and once I unfolded them I realised that it was going to fit me perfectly, so I'm really happy with the fit of it. I might try and just taper it in down the bottom because it does flare out a little bit on the edges slightly, but I'll just hop back and show you the skirt. So as you can see, it's just a plain black, quite fitted, this is sort of the mini skirt version. It has a waistband here which is lined on the inside, and the front piece is just a full piece, and then at the back you probably won't be able to see it because it's black, but it has a center seam down the back. So there is 1, 2, 3, 5 pieces to the pattern, which is really easy. Like I said, it fits really nicely. The only thing I would change is, do you see how it sort of flares out down the bottom here? I would probably just taper that in a little bit so that it's not so flary out down the bottom. I prefer things to be a bit fitted, especially skirts, because I like to wear them with either tops tucked in or tops flowing over. And I'm not sure if that's just because I lengthened the skirt a bit. I'm really glad that I did lengthen it actually, because it would have been really short if I hadn't have done that. So I think I added another 3 inches onto the pattern. This is version 1 of that skirt. I really want to make a version 3 which has got front panels on it, and it is like knee length. I thought that would be really nice for work, so that will definitely appear in some of my future sewing plan videos, but overall I'm really happy with this skirt. So I'm going to go and put on the next piece for you. Okay, I'm back with my second make. This is definitely my favourite make of the month. It is a Alice top from Tessuti Fabrics. I have already made one of these, which is the one that I showed you in my July sewing plans video. However, I cut that one off a little bit shorter because I thought that it suited the fabric a bit more. This time I wanted to do a high-low variation to it, so I'm really happy with how that's turned out. It was definitely a bit of an experiment. I will be doing a blog post with more photos of each of the items, like separate blog posts for each item. So in the blog post for this Alice top, I will explain how I did the high-low. It was really easy, definitely helpful that I have a mannequin. If you don't have a mannequin and you want to get into a lot of dressmaking, I highly suggest you invest in one. Mine is just amazing, and it's just so nice to be able to put a top on there and you can just play around with it. It gives you a lot more freedom, especially if you don't have anyone that can help you. Back to the top, I'll just pop back and show you in full length. So this is my Alice top. I absolutely adore it. It is so pretty. So as you can see, it has a high-low variation to it. The only thing that I'm not hugely happy about is this little bit here where it sort of goes over my butt. Sometimes it sort of puffs out, and that does bother me a little bit. But I think that's just because of the way it sort of goes over. But apart from that, I'm so in love with this top. It obviously doesn't drape quite as nicely because the fabric is a cotton, so it's more like a quilting weight cotton. So it hasn't got that mega drape to it, but I still really love this. I wore this yesterday to a friend's birthday and had so many lovely comments about it. And yeah, I really love this. I, for the first time, got the sleeves in perfectly. This is probably the best facing, undertacking, whatever they call it, underpinning or something, that I've ever done. So it's where you sew a really thin line close to the top of the neckline to keep the facing in place. It's by far the best I've ever done. I'm really happy with the quality of this top. I literally had to squeeze the fabric pieces in. I thought that I had enough fabric, so I got 1.25 meters, and yeah, definitely did not have any fabric left over. I had to fold the fabric sort of in towards the center as opposed to just completely in half, just to try and get the most out of the fabric. So the only thing is the facing inside is a little bit shorter, which means that it didn't get caught in the gathers, which sort of does finish it off a lot nicer, but nobody's going to see it except me, so I'm really not fussed with it. So they're my two makes for the month. I also wanted to show you my Deer and Doe shirt, which I'm going to go put on now, just because I haven't really spoken too much about it, and also one other make which is not clothing related, so I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my Deer and Doe Bruyere shirt on. I really love this pattern. I sort of went into it thinking that it was going to be a little bit easier than what it was. I think they say the pattern is intermediate, but the sort of beginnings of piecing it all together kind of make it seem a little bit easier, and then yeah, it does get a little bit harder. I have read some bloggers posts about this, and they've said that they're really glad that they made a button shirt before they made this one, because they sort of understood some of the techniques already. So for me it was a massive learning curve, which, like I said last time, I think is really important as a sewer, to go out of your comfort zone, because that's how you learn new techniques. So I've definitely learned quite a few new techniques with this one. There are some things that are not perfect, and I'll talk you through them in a moment, but I'll just hop back and show you the full length version. So this is the full length version. It has a waistband and then it sort of flares out a bit peplum, which I absolutely love. It really suits my body shape. So it's got these really cute sort of like box pleats at the front, and then the same at the back. I love the waistband because it just cinches you in a bit more at the waist. The sleeves are the perfect length for me. In regards to fit, this top fits me really well. There's nothing I would change about the fit of it. But yeah, like I'll talk you through in a minute, there are a few things that I didn't quite do properly and a few things I got confused about. This looks a lot better with heels, I've discovered. I think because it is quite long, when you're short, it looks a lot nicer with the heels because it gives me some height, which is fine because I wear heeled boots quite often, but I'm hoping that if I make it out of another fabric, it might make it look a little bit better with flats. So in regards to the things that I had trouble with, you can see that the collar stops way here and then it's here, so I have no idea what I did wrong there. I'll have to go back and revisit that. If anybody knows what I might have done, please let me know below. Not that it matters too much because this bit sort of always sits open, and usually I wear my hair down when I wear this, but still I really want to get it right for next time. The button placards, this is not fitting very well here. That's my bad sewing. I also think because the flannel is quite a thick fabric, it made it a little bit more difficult. I probably would suggest doing it in something a bit lighter if it's your first go. Amanda from Bimble and Pimble made a gorgeous version of this out of a cotton poplin which is sort of like a blue with some white crosses on it, and I think it would be nice to make it out of something a little bit more lightweight, which is definitely something I want to try for next time, because I'd really love to make one for spring in a lighter colour. Another thing that I'd do differently next time is I would French seam all of the insides. I think it finishes it off really nicely, and it means that you can roll these sleeves up to more of a 3/4 length, which I think would look really pretty in like a white or slightly off-white fabric. My sleeves, this bit, the placket here, was quite hard to understand. It kind of seems like a really simple concept, but to get it looking right, yeah, it would take a lot of practice. Yeah, overall I am really happy with my first try with this one, and I definitely want to make more, but yeah, I definitely need to work out what's going on with the collar and do the button placards a lot better, and yeah, French seam the insides as well, which is extra work, but I think will be worth it in the end. I have one more item to show you, which I made this month. I actually finished it this morning. It's not a piece of clothing, and it's not something I spoke about in my last video, but I was inspired to make it after watching an episode of Inside Number 23 with Katie. If you've never watched one of Katie's podcasts, you need to go and check her out now. I'll link her down below. If you're a crafter, a sewer, a knitter, she sort of has something for everyone, and it's really just a long 45, I think, ish minute talk about everything to do with craft, and she has different segments. So I love listening to them when I'm sewing, because it's something I can just listen to and concentrate on sewing. I don't have to sort of stop and watch it. But what it is this super cute knitting project bag. So for those of you who don't know, I am also a knitter. Obviously I don't get through quite as many knitting projects as I do sewing projects, but I've got a few happening at the minute that I will show you once I'm finished. But she had a couple of these for hers, and I thought that was such a great idea. So I have a sewing bag, a knitting bag, but when I've got a few projects on the go at once, which if you know me, I do that all the time, they don't all fit into that bag and it gets really confusing. So the idea behind one of these bags is that you keep your different projects in them, so you can have as many as you want with all of your different projects in there. So I made this morning. So cute, and it has I've never done it like this before, but I really love the way that this is all finished off. It has the tab here and a zip, and so you open that up, and then it's quite large on the inside. I don't have anything in here yet, but I love the way that this is all finished off. It's all top stitched, and yeah, I really like the way that it's done. I'm thinking about maybe adding these to the shop, so if you are a knitter or a crafter who would like to see some of these in the shop, please let me know. I would do them out of this fabric, or not necessarily this pattern, but this type of fabric. This is the Mexican poncho fabric, but I think it makes a really nice knitter's bag. I've seen them out of cottons, but I think this gives it a bit more of a nicer feel. So please let me know down below if you'd like to see them in the shop. I'm currently working through adding international shipping to all of our items, so please bear with me while I get that sorted, but it does take quite a while to work out, unfortunately. Yeah, if you'd like to see these in the shop, let me know, and I'm really excited about this. So the things I didn't get to this month were the self-drafted yoga top. That is quite involved, and I really need to sit down and just nut that one out, so I'm not sure if I'll put that in my next month's makes or not. The vanilla leggings, I'm having so much trouble with them. I'm not sure what's going on, but I cut out another pair out of the scuba knit that I showed you, and they're still ridiculously small. So I think I'm just going to use a pair of leggings that I already own and use them as a pattern. I'm not really sure what's going on. If you've had any trouble with that pattern, please let me know, or if you think, why on earth would I have trouble with that, please let me know what you think I might be doing wrong. I'm just copying the pattern pieces, so I'm not sure what's going on with them. And the double circle skirt, which I am so keen to make, but it's just hasn't hit the top of my priority list at the minute. So I'm not sure whether that will make it into next month's makes or not yet. It's obviously one of those projects that I really want to do, but because I don't have anything specific that I want to wear it for, I'm not sure it'll make it into my August makes. But if you want to see what I am going to be making in August, make sure you check back next week where I'll have a video explaining everything. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what I've made this month. I can't wait to see what everyone else has been making. Also, so exciting, we hit 200 subscribers, which to some of you may seem like nothing, but I think it's really amazing that 200 of you want to watch my videos. Again, I've been loving the comments, loving the feedback. So please leave comments down below, connect with me on social media, all of the links are in the description box. And a massive thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far. I'm really enjoying this journey and I have so many exciting videos planned for you, so make sure you are subscribed and you hit the like button if you like this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!